You are now watching Zacklessage, the best place to learn about competitive Pokemon TCG. Let's get it! Yo, what's poppin' YouTube? Welcome back to the channel, Zacklessage here. Yo, today we're going to be going over the grand finals of the late night series number 15. It was an excellent game overall between Ricardo playing Gengar and Pokoloyal playing Single Strike Urshifu. If you watch it live on Twitch, which we do every Monday at 11 PM on the Atlas TCG Twitch channel, be sure to catch it out there. You already know who won. If you watch the Limitless results, you already know who won. But let's relive this magic and show you how this player became the late night series number 15 champion. Let's jump into some gameplay. So here we have it, the grand finals of the late night series number 15. We have Ricardo Toddy versus 5 for a dub. Who's going to come on top? I'm not entirely sure, but we will find out right now. Over 250 players have played in this event. I think we had 269 players exactly. And the top 4 consisted of 3 Single Strike Urshifu and a Gengar VMAX. Gengar VMAX has been able to kind of stomp through Single Strike Urshifu throughout the entirety of the top cut. So lots of cool things going on in general. So Ricardo, who's playing out their turn right now, is playing Gengar VMAX. This is actually the exact same Gengar VMAX that I was able to use to win the late night series number 2 on Friday. So a lot of players have been saying that Gengar is bad. Here's Gengar in the finals of a 270 player event. That's what we got going on. We are also, I do want to let everyone know who's watching on YouTube, we do live stream these events every single Monday. I think the stream starts around 11 PM Eastern on average. I try to start it around round 8. So it's one of those things. Feel free to watch it. So we're going to see, is Gengar actually bad? I mean, it made finals of this gigantic event. I don't think it's that bad. So we'll see if Ricardo is able to get set up here. I mean, not necessarily the greatest setup, but really not that bad overall. We are going to see double Houndoom next turn. Maybe we are going to see Capture Energy or something else like that. We'll see how it plays out. Now, looking over at Pokoloyal's turn, we see that they're playing a Single Strike Urshifu line. Now, they play 3 Single Strike Urshifu V, 1 Urshifu VMAX. So this is not really a matchup where you're going to be using Gmax one blow. You really want to be using Single Strike Urshifu V against Gengar V and Gengar VMAX because it is weak against fighting type Pokemon. So that's going to be the real drawback. It does play 4 Umbreon V, so a little bit of a different line of Pokemon. And it is going for 4 Great Balls. So overall, I feel like their list is really good. They're not getting an attack off, but they did get a very strong setup. The big issue that we have to deal with here is just finding a Pokemon that they could attack with. Now, we might see, you don't want to evolve first. You definitely want to attach the Single Strike Energy to the bench. So I think that's a little bit of a mistake. I would have loved to see the Single Strike Energy go to the Gengar, retreat, grab an energy attached to it, and then try to get an Urn of Vitality. Because now that Capture Energy is just not really going anywhere at this point. So you're forced to find one of your 3 switch in the deck. So it seems like it would have been easier to find one of the 4 Vitality bands. Or sorry, not Vitality bands, one of the 4 Urn of Vitality. See how it plays out. There's Urn of Vitality in a switch. Who needs top decks when you're just gonna be able to get everything you want anyways, right? I feel like this is a great time to just go ahead, Single Strike Roar to a Gengar. Gengar is a very efficient attacker, hitting for a lot of damage very quickly. We do need to see a Quick Ball though. Quick Ball coming down, probably discarding an Houndoom. Yeah, I think that seems fair. And yeah, I think Umbreon is a good attacker in this matchup at this point. I almost would like to see another Gengar V come down because that can kind of respond against anything. But we'll see how Pokoloyal is able to bring this one back. 260 damage turn 2 is huge, especially knocking out a 2 prize card Pokemon. Now, if Ricardo's able to just keep on going after 2 prize card Pokemon, that is the way to the matchup. I think that's really how it's going to work out. Now, Pokoloyal still needs a lot of stuff. They need to get a few Houndooms. I would have liked to see the Great Ball first, then the Evolution Incense to increase the chances of getting Houndoom. But the fact that they already have the Houndooms out, looks like they are going to get that respawn knockout on the Gengar. This matchup can get quite vicious overall, by the way. Really vicious, where it's just going to be back-to-back-to-back knockouts. And that's really how it should be. Once a player attacks, the game is usually just done in 3 turns on either side, right? So 2 prize card, 2 prize card, 2 prize card, or 3 prize card, 2 prize card, 3 prize card, however it works out. Putting down that Crobat seems a little bit greedy if you ask me, because now it does give Ricardo a chance to just get a knockout and put another Gengar V down. So if they put down something like an Umbreon as well, that really could just like hurt the chances of Pokoloil winning this game. All right, so that is the response knockout. Gengar could hit for 260 with a Vitality Band, but that's not enough for a knockout. I'm not entirely sure how this is going to play out. I think it has to be going after the Umbreon V on the bench. I think that's the only play at this point. I think you don't grab anything with Capture Energy for what it's worth. I think it's you want to keep that spot open for Gengar, or sorry, for Crobat. They're all dark Pokemon. Okay, let's see the single strike roar. There's the last single strike energy. I like seeing that first, so there's a improved chance of getting out that Urn of Vitality because we do need to see that. Let's see this Marnie. Will we find an Umbreon VMAX and an Urn of Vitality? So we did find the Umbreon VMAX, but we are gonna have to see Ricardo go Tower of Darkness, likely discarding the single strike Urshifu V from their hands. They need to draw into an Urn of Vitality. And they could get it. At this point, I think they have to go for it. And I would bring up the Umbreon V at this point. So here's the Umbreon V. We are going to see the Crobat go down. Will we see that Urn of Vitality? No! That's such a huge miss. It's not worthwhile to retreat at this point. It's better just to stick there and hope that Pokoloil cannot respond. So that's a gigantic miss for Ricardo overall. That's tough. But that's what it's going to be like sometimes. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. And that's how it's going to play out. Now, are we going to see we are going to see an Umbreon, and that is going to take out the Gengar. So I do think this is going to be a really tough spot for Ricardo to deal with. Just really tough overall. And with that Crobat down, they are a boss's orders away from winning this game. So just picking out prize cards, you can see like what I said is correct. After someone takes a prize card, the opponent has 3 turns to win the game, and they are now taking the lead over Ricardo. Pokoloil down to 2 prize cards left. Will Ricardo find a way to stop this madness? There's currently no way, as far as I'm concerned, to get a knockout. The Umbreon VMAX just seems like it's hitting slightly under the 270 that's necessary. Right now it's hitting 200. Sorry, I guess it's hitting 180 for max darkness if they attach any kind of energy. So, I mean, they'd have to go after the Crobat and maybe get another Gengar V down. And I don't know, it just makes it really tough. You have to get another Gengar V down to potentially attack with a Gengar VMAX. Because there's already Crobat down. There's no reason not to. You just got to go ahead there, go hiding, or maybe there's the Urn. Get it all powered up. That's the best you can possibly do. And hope your opponent has nothing to say for it. We also aren't going to see a knockout on the active. So, I mean, it really just seems like it's Pokoloil's game. I'd be moving on here to game 2. And just saving time. I mean, there's 60 minutes, though, so it's worthwhile. You never know what's going to happen in a game of Pokemon. Sometimes players just, they're like, oh, my Wi-Fi reset. And you're like, cool, and we take those. It's tough for everyone, right? But in all seriousness, yeah, it's looking really tough for Ricardo here. So there's 180. We might just see good game. Want to go first or second because the boss's orders on either that Crobat or the Gengar takes the dub, and we see the boss's order there. And it looks like we will be jumping into game 2. So here we have it, game 2. Gengar not being able to win the first game. A couple misses here or there from Ricardo, but we'll see how they are able to get set up here. Not the greatest hand from Gengar, so we might just be looking into the face of a Grand Finals winner for Poké Loyal. But they did start with Crobat, so you never know. I'd like to see an Evolution Incense, maybe grab out something out of this deck, maybe check through the deck entirety. I don't know if you want to grab Houndoom. Maybe you do, and just pitch the Gengar away. I don't know if I saw the other Gengar in the deck. I might have missed it. I blinked. I'm actually going to watch on the stream VOD because I have the... Oh, I can't go back in time. That's okay. You want to know what? We will see exactly what's going on here. So, not a great start coming at all from Ricardo. A much better start coming from Poké Loyal. And that's going to happen. You want to know what I've thought about adding a Battle VIP Pass in the Single Strike deck? In either Single Strike deck, to be honest, because getting Houndour out is very important. If you don't get an energy out, you want to get Houndour out. If you don't get Houndour out, you want to get something else out. So we'll see exactly how it ends up playing. It just happens to everyone. So right now, not necessarily a great, not a great turn. So how are we gonna really get around this? We do have a Single Strike energy. You want to know what? Marnie is the card that can brick your opponents. I would evolve the Houndour into a Houndoom and maybe just play the Marnie. That just seems to me to be a really good thing. There's no point of not evolving. Playing Marnie sounds great. See how it goes. When you're behind, and you don't want to be behind when you're already down a game, see how it plays out. Not a great... That's really not a great hand. But we can go ahead and go Tower of Darkness, pitch away the Umbreon VMAX, and maybe draw into a card. I think using the Single Strike Roar seems like a great idea from Ricardo's side first, thin the deck out a very little bit. Oh, maybe how many switches does Poké Loyal play? That could be really important. They play no copies of Switch. So this actually could put Ricardo in a great spot. So by playing no Switch in the Single Strike Urshifu deck, Umbreon's Mean Look is going to make sure that that Crobat will not move. And no matter what, Ricardo will be able to attack again next turn unscathed. So whatever turn Poké Loyal was able to get advantage of, Ricardo was able to just completely stop that with Mean Look. So just a gigantic... Yeah, maybe should have retreated. Could have been a little bit better, especially considering you know that Mean Look is an option. Especially considering you know that you don't play any Switch. Again, I'm looking at the list. No Switch. I mean, it is what it is. Well, we are going to see that Tower of Darkness. You got to go Tower of Darkness at some point to draw some more cards. That could be quite important. We'll see if Ricardo's able to draw into anything good. Wait. I don't understand. I guess they're just going to attack the Crobat with Mean Look and get set up. I mean, there's really no reason not to. It gives them more time to just use more... gives them more time to use, I guess, Single Strike Roar and Tower of Darkness. That actually doesn't seem too bad more and more that I think about it. The Vitality Band really adding up. The extra 30 damage is huge. If they can get a couple Gengars up, this could be huge this turn. So going for a Capture Energy, I would not attach it to the Umbreon. Or maybe they're just going to go for a knockout on one of those Urshifu Vs on the bench. I don't think that works out either, math-wise. They're only doing 190. So, again, I'm a little bit confused at how this is playing out. Would have liked to see a Mean Look, maybe attach that to the Urshifu. Urshifu could maybe attack, have another attacker backed up. So a little bit of an interesting play there. Yeah, I guess Ricardo has their own kind of plan or their own kind of thing going on there. They do have to be very careful of how they play this out, though. because they might just necessarily, they could run out of cards that they could discard. They do run a couple Gengar VMAX, although it is weak to fighting for what it's worth. The Quick Ball's not bad. Can certainly grab some stuff out there. Crobat, maybe Crobat's going to be the savior of all the pain. It is one of those bench sitters, though, that will stick there for the entirety of the game. Will we find the Houndoom? We do have Houndoom. We do have Switch. That is enough to get a knockout, I think. As long as there's a single... Oh, there's... You want to know what? They played the Houndour down this turn, so they cannot. Yeah, kind of... really, again, if the energy was just on the single strike, Urshifu, I think it would have been such a better play. So there's a lot of things to balance when you're playing this Gengar deck. I think Ricardo... Again, it's a brand new deck, so everyone's still learning how to play these things. Not sure how I feel about this exact board setup. Because Moonlight Blade is Moonlight Blade getting the knockout? Yeah, it's just a little bit short. Maybe the plan here is that they use the single strike Roar and knock out their own Umbreon, their own single strike Urshifu V. That could be an opportunity. Or maybe they just can't power it up, or maybe they have to evolve it into a single strike Urshifu VMAX. Like, maybe Ricardo has some kind of deeper plan, but they are off by 10 damage to get the knockout there. And that really adds up. That could have been 2 prize cards in Ricardo's pockets. There's no really good cards in Ricardo's hands in order to draw cards. So Ricardo looks like they're going to be a little bit stuck. And right now, I feel like Pokoloil is just kind of running through this game at this point. So maybe Single Strike will take it. I mean, either way, both players played very well to get all the way out here. They both played through countless difficult matchups. I'm sure they had to play under pressure. And I mean, at the time of this recording and live footage, it is now 3:22 a.m. So they're just going to go for the knockout there. Yeah, it might be a little bit hard, but they did get the knockout. Houndour could come out and take a knockout. So the Capture Energy bites. Y'all are seeing it first here at the late night series. Bite knocking out the single strike Urshifu V. It's a crazy one, right? So it's crazy. It's a crazy one. Y'all remember? Pepperidge Farms remembers. That's crazy. I should have been in bed 2 hours ago. I feel like, yeah, I should have just been in bed a while ago too. There's that bite. So you gotta hope that I mean, there's no Umbreon VMAX that can come down. It all comes down to can Pokoloil go ahead and get a boss's orders. That's really where it comes out. Beat me to it. You wanna know what? I have some of these witty jokes for 3:30 in the morning, okay? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Are we gonna see the boss's orders? The boss's orders here would be huge for Pokoloil. I'm glad that you're loving it, Cody. I'm glad to be here. I'm glad that everyone's enjoying it. I just love doing all this stuff for the Pokemon community. It's sick. Are we going to see? There's the boss. This is not looking good for Ricardo. Some difficult choices made on Ricardo. Looks like they're. This is what's really cornering them. So with Pokoloil down to 2 prize cards, how will Ricardo finish this off? I think they've got to take out that single strike Urshifu V. That's really the big thing. And maybe Marnie your opponent, because I feel with the Umbreon V going down, they probably have access to an Umbreon VMAX. So Urn of Vitality, definitely a great place to start off this turn. We are going to see single strike Roar. You got to build up a fat Umbreon here to be able to do some damage. I mean, Umbreon with 3 single strike energies is swinging for 220. So that's one thing going for it that does get the knockouts. We do need to see another evolution there. So there is the Umbreon VMAX. Is that okay? You definitely need the Umbreon VMAX here to try to survive an upcoming blow. That's the first thing that I could really think of here. Yeah, we power up this Umbreon VMAX ASAP. Make it hit the gym, peeps. Are we going to see a Marnie? We don't see a Marnie. So it's really going to come down to how this plays out. Does Pokoloyal have Umbreon VMAX or Boss's Orders or not? That's how it's going to be. I mean, you could bring up the Umbreon V to avoid your opponent having Umbreon V. But the Single Strike Urshifu V might do enough damage in order to get a knockout. It's going to be a really tough one here, peeps. And I really don't know if I like this one. Personally, looks like they're bringing up the Umbreon V to avoid the Umbreon V knocking out the anything on the bench. So that Crobat's sitting there pretty. It's really tough. So Pokoloyal can win the game a couple ways. They could win the game by going Single Strike Urshifu V, Attach an Energy, evolve into a VMAX. That does get a knockouts. Or they could get Boss's Orders on the Crobats. They could also, with 4 Single Strike Energies, they do what? 260, which is enough for a knockout. I believe it does 260. So they can go all out here. Is Pokoloyal going to become the champ? Do they have the energy available in the deck? I think they're probably just checking with the Quick Ball. Either that or they're trying to thin out because they don't have it. Do they have the energy? Looks like it might just be a professor's research. They're playing their sequencing a little bit backwards there for the Evolution Incense Great Ball, but it might not necessarily matter. We'll see exactly what they have left in their deck. Will they find an Urn of Vitality or an Energy here? There's that Energy, and Pokoloyal is going to become your Late Night Series number 15 champion. Congratulations to both players on an excellent game. That's what we got going on for this video today, peeps. Hopefully you enjoyed watching Pokoloyal become our Late Night Series 15 champ with Single Strike Urshifu. Great games overall from Ricardo. Thank you to everyone who played, watched, supported, everything. I'll catch up with all y'all next week. Be sure to plan these Late Night Series events. They start every single Monday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. I'll catch up with all y'all later. Have a great one and peace out. I truly appreciate you taking the time out of your day to watch this video. It means the world to me. And my goal with this channel is to spread my love of the game and knowledge with our entire Pokemon TCG community. If you haven't already, help signal boost this video to other Pokemon TCG fans by liking it, sharing it with your friends, and subscribing to the channel. Hopefully we reach our goals really soon. Check out this recommended video, and have yourself a great day. Thanks.